In the era of Prophet Musa, there lived a man named Qaroon, renowned for his unimaginable wealth. His story echoes through the ages, a tale of fortune and fate that still holds meaning today. Qaroon was from the children of Israel, once counted among the faithful. He lived simply at first, but as his riches multiplied, his heart began to change. The more he gained, the more distant he grew from his people and his faith. Qaroon started to believe his fortune was earned by his own hands, forgetting that every blessing is a trust from Allah. He saw his wealth as proof of his superiority, not as a responsibility. His wealth dazzled his people: gold, silver, treasures beyond counting. The sight of his riches left many in awe, and some even wished to be like him. But with every coin, pride took root, and faith faded. Qaroon's heart grew heavy with arrogance, and he began to look down on those less fortunate. Qaroon's story is a warning. Blessings can become a test. Wealth, when not met with gratitude, can lead to isolation and emptiness. True tests aren't just hardship. They're also ease and abundance. Sometimes the greatest challenge is to remain humble when life is easy. Qaroon stood at a crossroads: gratitude or arrogance. Each day, he chose to let pride guide his steps, turning away from humility. He chose pride, believing he was better than others. His wealth became a wall, separating him from compassion and community. His heart hardened, and he lost sight of the giver. Surrounded by riches, Qaroon found himself truly alone. Qaroon's journey is a lesson for us all. Never let blessings blind you to their source. Remember, gratitude keeps the heart alive. The seeds of pride can destroy even the most blessed among us. Only humility and thankfulness can protect what truly matters. The Quran describes Qaroon's wealth with a striking image. His treasure was so vast, even the keys to his vaults were legendary. These weren't ordinary keys, they were massive, ornate, and so heavy that their weight alone became a symbol of unimaginable fortune. It took a group of strong, able-bodied men just to carry them, straining under the sheer burden of metal. And remember, these men weren't carrying the treasures themselves, just the keys that unlocked them. Qaroon's fortune was the stuff of legend. His processions dazzled onlookers, parading through the streets in a spectacle of gold, jewels, and luxury that few could even imagine. People watched in awe and envy, wishing they could possess even a fraction of his riches, dreaming of the life his wealth could buy. Qaroon became the ultimate symbol of worldly success, his entire identity wrapped up in his possessions and the admiration they brought him. But in reality, this blessing was meant to be a tool, a means to help others, to uplift the needy, and to earn true reward in the eyes of Allah. Instead, Qaroon saw his wealth as the ultimate goal, hoarding it for himself and turning away from those in need. The weight of his keys mirrored the growing burden on his soul, each day making him more isolated and consumed by greed. What looked like dazzling success was actually dragging him further from humility, compassion, and from Allah's guidance. In the end, true wealth is a test, a responsibility, not a guarantee of happiness or honor. It's what we do with our blessings that truly defines us. With wealth came arrogance. Qaroon's riches were unmatched, and soon his heart swelled with pride. He began to see himself as untouchable, above the ordinary people around him. Qaroon believed he was the master of his fate, scoffing at reminders to be grateful. He dismissed the wisdom of others, convinced that no one could teach him anything new. He claimed, "I was only given this because of my knowledge." In his eyes, his intelligence and effort alone had brought him success. He erased Allah from the equation, crediting only himself. The blessings he enjoyed, he saw as the result of his own doing, not as gifts from above. This mindset, "I am self-made," is a dangerous poison. It isolates a person, making them believe they owe nothing to anyone, not even to their creator. Qaroon's pride blinded him to the truth. All blessings come from Allah. He could not see that gratitude and humility are the true marks of greatness. He saw his fortune as proof of his greatness, not a test. He felt above charity, above advice, above even the prophets. He believed his wealth made him superior to all. His heart hardened, greed grew, and his wealth became his god. The more he gained, the more he clung to it, fearing to lose even a single coin. The path from "I worked hard" to "I don't need God" is a slippery slope. Each step away from gratitude led him closer to disaster, though he could not see it. Qaroon was lost in his own arrogance, unable to see his reality as a servant of Allah. Surrounded by luxury, he ignored the warning signs all around him. Pride made him deaf to guidance and blind to his own downfall. He walked confidently toward ruin, refusing to listen to those who cared. Arrogance is the fastest way to lose everything. When we forget where our blessings come from, we risk losing not just our wealth but our very purpose. Among Qaroon's people were the wise, who cared for his soul. They advised, "Do not exult. Allah does not like the boastful." They urged him to use his wealth for good, to seek the hereafter, but not to forget his share of this world. Islam teaches balance. Enjoy blessings, but use them to benefit others. Be good as Allah has been good to you, they reminded him. Do not spread corruption. But Qaroon rejected their advice, seeing it as jealousy, not wisdom. His pride shielded him from truth. He ignored sincere counsel, trusting only his ego. Rejecting guidance was his greatest mistake. The path of arrogance leads only to ruin. Qaroon, defiant, staged a grand parade to flaunt his wealth. Dressed in splendor, surrounded by riches, he sought to dazzle and impress. Many were mesmerized, wishing for his fortune. But this was the peak of his arrogance, a public display of ego, not gratitude. He glorified himself, not Allah, setting a dangerous example. Yet, the wise saw through the spectacle. They reminded others, the reward of Allah is better for those who believe and do good. The world split into two, those blinded by wealth and those who saw the truth. Qaroon's parade was not a sign of success, but a warning of what pride can do. True greatness lies beyond gold and glitter. Qaroon's arrogance reached its peak, and the time for warnings ended. As he stood among his treasures, Allah's command came. The earth trembled and split open beneath him. Qaroon, his palace, and all his wealth were swallowed whole. Everything he boasted about vanished in an instant. No one could save him. His power and riches were useless. Those who envied him now watched in horror. They realized, wealth is not a sign of Allah's favor. True success is faith and obedience, not gold and status. Qaroon's end was a lesson for all who witnessed it. The earth that once held his treasures became his grave. The illusion of security and wealth was shattered forever. Qaroon's story is a timeless lesson. Pride and arrogance, not wealth, led to his destruction. Every blessing is a gift from Allah, never forget the giver. True success is measured by faith and righteousness, not riches. Use your blessings for good, charity, kindness, and gratitude. Wealth is a test. It can elevate or destroy, depending on how it's used. When Allah's command comes, nothing can save us but our faith. The earth that Qaroon walked on became his grave, reminding us of our own fragility. Seek humility, gratitude, and submission to Allah. Only then can we find true and lasting success in this life and the next.